Welcome back, everybody. It's Two Nerds Are Better Than One. I am Ron Deasy. I got my buddy old pal here.
Mr. Awesome.
And we got so much to cover, everybody. So make sure you got your coffee. Make sure you got your energy drink. I just had a Diet Coke because I'm stressing out. And we're going to go over a lot of stuff. We got some Ahsoka news, of course. We got Loki that just came out. And give you insight. I don't like it so far.
I haven't watched the first episode yet.
Oh yeah.
How many episodes did they release?
I can't remember if it comes out. I think it comes out on Thursdays. I think that's what it is. So there's only one right now. So season 2.
I was gonna watch it tomorrow morning.
Episode 1. Yeah. And I think they come out every Thursday. So let's jump right into it. Ahsoka. Okay. Our next entry in our Star Wars series on Disney Plus. We're going to cover the last 2 episodes, or just put them together. Would you like to go first, together, Mr. Awesome, or do you want me to take it away?
No, you take it away.
Yeah, I think you took it away last time, so yeah, I'll go this time.
Yeah.
So, Ahsoka. So, how many episodes were there? 8.
Altogether, 8. Yes.
8. Okay, so we're going over episode 7 and 8.
You'd think there would only have been 6 the way it ended.
Yeah. So the 7 end with Sabine fighting Ezra, or I'm confused. Okay, I think we're just going to put them all together. We'll put them all together and then go over the whole series.
Okay.
So Sabine finds Ezra. They befriend these turtle creatures, turtle snail creatures. They get attacked by Thrawn, and let's talk about Thrawn.
Okay.
You know what? I don't remember Thrawn too much from the series.
I do,
but I know about Thrawn. He's very strategic.
Yeah,
and I think they nailed that. With him.
I would agree with that.
I think, yeah, because he was like, "Oh, Ahsoka Master was Anakin." Okay. And then if you read the comics or the books, I can't remember how, but he knew that Darth Vader was Anakin.
Yeah, he figured it out. He wasn't told or anything. He just kind of figured it out through, him being really smart. Yeah. That's
what the Emperor or Sidious liked about him. And that's how he climbed. One of the ways he climbed the rank so high of his kind. Because I think he was the first one of his species, or first one that was non-human to be Grand Admiral, right? Or something like that.
I believe that is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so in this him live action, you do see his strategic ways. At one point, I thought he held back, and that was a part where he only sent 2 TIE fighters. I think it was only 2.
Mm-hmm.
When he could have sent the whole fleet.
Yeah,
and could have got a guaranteed win. It's a Star Destroyer versus a Jedi ship and 2. You would say 2.5 Jedis, or just say 2 Jedis and 1 Mandalorian.
2 1/4.
Yeah, 2 1/4. We'll do that. and a droid, and turtle people.
Yeah.
He could have easily wiped them out. So, yeah, I will say. How did you feel about the second match between Baylan and Ahsoka? Was it better? Equivalent? Do you think she learned some things? She learned her lesson, or?
Well, it was better. She didn't let him mess with her head as much, at least. That I can say. In terms of how it was fought, basically the same way, right? I mean, he used more of a forceful type of, sword play, whereas she was more I don't know what, finesse, I guess you could say. Mm-hmm. But again, it kind of more ends in a draw anyway. And she might, who knows, she might have actually lost if Hu Yang didn't show up and start blasting away, right?
Right.
So, You know, it's really tough to tell. But I mean, I don't think neither one of them wanted to take each other out anyway. I didn't feel a lot of, I don't know, animosity during that fight. Did you?
Yeah, it's almost like Balin is not even really trying to. Yeah, because like when you watch other battles, they almost have a vendetta out, you know. And Balin is more like, you're just in my way.
Yeah.
I'm really not trying to kill you. I'm just trying to defeat you so I could go to my goal. And that's what Balin and he is almost like, and that's why we said earlier, he's not like a Sith. He's more like a fallen Jedi. Because he's really not trying to kill. Has he killed anybody? No, he hasn't really killed anybody.
Well, I mean, he killed some people on that ship.
You're right. I take in the first episode. How can I forget? But yeah. So that match was like a draw again. Or no, it wasn't again. The first one he kind of like won.
Yeah.
But this one was like a draw with some help.
Yeah.
Then we get, I wanted to see Ezra with a lightsaber. And I'm kind of upset that I didn't get that.
I mean, you kind of did at the end, right? In the second episode, but in the first episode, I mean, I'm just gonna go out and say it. I don't know what they were thinking. Like, Sabine offers him the lightsaber. They're in a really big bind. She's got blasters. She's a Mandalorian. She can handle herself with just that. Ezra's empty-handed, and he refuses the lightsaber. He's like, I gave it to you. Nope. They're having this stupid argument in the middle of this, like, serious situation that they're about to be in, you know. And by the way, when he fought with nothing, he looked like an idiot for the most part.
Yeah.
Except for the one blow at the end that he got on that one guy, he blew him way the fuck back. That was cool. The one time I saw him do that was cool. It was about the only part. And then, like, when the girl swings at him and cinches his hair, and he's like,
oh,
it's like, dude, why the fuck? I almost would be happier if this show was mute. I think I'd be happier, actually, if this show was mute. And let's not. And since we're getting into the whole terrible part of it, I'm sorry, I just have to. The whole time, you should call the first episode 7. It's complicated. How many times did she say it's complicated? When there's like serious shit about to go down. Yeah. People are going to leave. He's got his fleet. You led him to him. You could have stopped this whole thing, all of Ezra's sacrifice, for nothing. Because you had to go find him when he left.
Mm-hmm. For the good.
Well, I don't want to say that. It's complicated.
Yeah.
It's complicated. And you have this really good dialogue, right, that they could have had, that you could have heard, that you get off screen, right? All of a sudden they're in this thing where they're what is it? Some sort of huge slug trolley looking thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
They're in that, and he's talking about all the stuff that happened. The Emperor, you know, Darth Vader, all this stuff. All these things we could have actually probably been interesting if we actually heard them talk about it on screen. And instead you get maybe what could have been the most interesting part off screen. And instead you just get this crap dialogue after where they're like, that's what they say. It's complicated. Like, so I just, that's my take on episode 7.
I think it's obvious that anybody else would have been like, wouldn't accept it's complicated.
Yeah.
They'd be like, no, like,
and neither would Ezra. So
it's complicated how I got here.
Yeah.
Right? You're here. I'm pretty sure you can explain how you got here and explain where Ahsoka's at. No, I'm not going to take no, it's complicated.
Yeah. So it didn't make any sense. It was really annoying me. And I just, like, I just wanted something to happen. I was like, all right, can we fight or something? Just because obviously this dialogue isn't doing anything for anybody except for wasting time in the show, which is what you're trying to do anyway, because you don't know what you want to tell. But keep going.
Yeah, so let's go to episode 8. I will say, I don't think it took that long to prepare to take off. Did it take two episodes?
Before we go to episode 8, what did you think about the whole trial of
Morgan?
Hera?
Oh, Hera.
In episode 7.
Oh,
remember, because episode 7 begins with like her court martial or possible court martial or something like that, right?
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
Did it? I can't remember. But yeah. That one dude, I've always said it, like there's whether it's a rebel or empire, there's always that one arrogant person that wants to go against the grain. Like, if I was here, I was like, why are you arguing with me so much? Like, shouldn't you be on the safe side and let's check this out? What do you have to lose?
And I agree with that, but I don't think he's the only one, because I think if he was the only one, he would get outruled. I think there's more people that they're just not mentioning.
Mm-hmm.
Because it can't just be him. If it was just him, he'd be outruled, for sure.
Yeah.
There's a reason that all these things are happening, and it's not just...
Well, yeah, Hera has a past, so that's one that she has against her. But he's like, overly like...
But he's definitely the ones that's putting it in their heads. I don't know if they're really thinking for themselves, or more that he's like, saying that stuff. So there might be something more deeper there than what we think. But again, with the writing in this show and stuff like that, it's like, give me something to prove that might be happening, instead of having me guess or write the show for you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he just seems like an idiot.
Right.
So, but it doesn't make any sense that, she would get pulled to all these directions if it was just him. It has to be more than just him. But they don't show any of that, which, again, also annoys me.
Yeah, and the thing with that, and this is what I said about Andor, is that you get to see more of, I guess, behind the scenes of the Rebels.
Yeah, which behind the scenes of the Rebels and behind the scenes of the Empire.
Yeah, because when you just look at the movies, the original trilogy and I guess the sequels, the Resistance, they all look like they're unified and united. They're on the same goal. There's nobody really disagreeing.
They're pretty much every man for themselves right now.
Except episode 8, The Last Jedi, when Poe was going against like Leia and Holdo, and they had to like put him in his place. That's like the only time. But we saw in Andor that the Rebels are just as, or the beginning of the Rebels are just as like ruthless as the Empire. And then we see here, Hera's having this hard time with this one dude that's just like, you got too many emotions in here. You got some other agenda going on. Thrawn is nowhere. It's like, oh man, yeah. It's almost just like the same thing in The Last Jedi. That one dude who's like in the middle. He's like all for himself. Who ratted out Rose
the lockpick guy.
Yeah, he was like, there's no side. I'd rather be in the middle. The Rebels are just as bad as the Empire. Who knows? But
Don't get me started on The Last Jedi.
I think it's hilarious when people say, "Oh, it's the best Star Wars movie." I'm like,
that's such a fucking...
Yeah.
It's not even a Star Wars movie, dude. I don't even consider it a Star Wars movie.
I don't think it's that bad as everybody says it, but
if you look at it in the fact that it's not a Star Wars movie, I agree. I really do. So, it doesn't feel like a Star Wars movie at all to me. Like, the only reason you'd even think of a Star Wars is because it's got like Star Destroyers and stuff in it. Otherwise, it doesn't really follow any of the logic. But anyway, let's go.
One more thing. You know what? The Last Jedi almost does a lot of interesting things. And I don't know if a lot of people pay attention to this, but
hit me with it.
If you look at the OG, the original trilogy, and the prequels, and you look at maybe in the Force Awakens, the Last Jedi. There's this one part where I think they're trying to escape from the First Order, right? And their ships are keep getting like blown up.
Okay.
One of the guys say, "Godspeed," and I'm like, "What?"
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, it threw me. I was like, "Whoa!" He said, "Godspeed."
Weird.
And I know like maybe line for line for almost all the Star Wars movies. I was like,
no
they've
one would
never
ever say that in the Star Wars
Yeah,
universe.
and that's exactly what I'm saying. Nobody will ever mention God, and they say a lot of other things in the Last Jedi. It's like, oh wow,
that's why I told you it's not a Star Wars movie.
Anyways, yeah, it's a fan art that makes it to the big screens or fan film. Anyways, or you know what they should have done? They should have made that a what if.
Yeah, they should have.
What if Luke Skywalker was not a Jedi anymore? That's what they should have done. That's probably how they can fix it. But anyways, let's go back to episode 8. Yeah. So episode 8, I'm gonna fast forward. What I liked about it, I thought the fight between Ahsoka and Morgan it just barely passed me accepting it. Almost didn't like it. I was like, I thought, Ahsoka would be more fast-paced.
It was better than some of the other fights. No, it's definitely more of a slower choreographed. At this point, you just have to accept that that's the style that they're doing for this show.
Yeah, except when Anakin showed up, that was
a little faster for sure.
Yeah, but I was like, okay, I give it a C plus, maybe even a B minus.
But yeah, I like how it started. I like the blade and all that stuff. I thought it was cool. I mean, it's more Night Sister member berry stuff, but it was cool. I enjoyed it. I was okay with that. It burned a lot of time though. They could have done it a little faster again, but it was still cool to see. And then the fight between her and, to be honest, I'm kind of upset that she didn't lose that fight because she barely won that fight against Morgan when she had her spear thing. Mm-hmm. And this time, Morgan's already had time to download all her tactics. She's seen how she fights. She's got a whole new weapon. Ahsoka doesn't know how she fights with this weapon because it's a new weapon. Exactly. She should have lost that fight. That bothered me. But how she won was interesting. I'll give you that. Mm-hmm. She said, because I don't know if you saw, like she lunges at her and gets her blade stuck. Yeah. When her blade gets stuck, she doesn't try to cover herself. She tries to pull it out, and instead Ahsoka grabs it and hits her with like a double slice, which is kind of cool. Yeah. She killed her with her own weapon and her weapon. Mm-hmm. So that was neat.
Yeah. How do you feel about the stormtrooper zombies?
I actually was okay with that.
Yeah.
All right, I'm just accepting that this is stupid, and I'm kind of enjoying the dumbness of this.
I agree.
Because it's definitely not crazy to think that Night Sisters can revive people. They obviously can, which is what I think. Honestly, all those troopers are. They're all dead troopers in that cargo.
Could be, yeah.
That is honestly what I think she's bringing.
Yeah.
Which we'll never know because it just ends.
Yeah. Back to what I was saying. I think it took entirely too long for Thrawn to get all his cargo on a ship and take off. It was almost like watching almost like watching Goku prepare for a spirit bomb. It takes like 3 episodes.
Yep.
Yeah, it took entirely too long. And I was like, dude, if he loses, I'll be very upset. But he got away. And it leaves you with a cliffhanger. I was very surprised at the end how it ended.
I wasn't.
And I was upset at the same time. Yeah. I'm actually going to take one from your book, and the whole dialogue when Ezra landed where Hera was, like, "Hey, I'm back."
Yeah, trash.
What about, "Hey, Thrawn's back"?
Yeah.
We'll greet each other later. I need you guys.
Trash.
I'm back. Yeah. How did you escape? How did you escape from Thrawn of all people?
Yeah.
Come on,
it's
man.
Not very good.
Trash.
Speaking of so there are a couple of things I'd like to point out. I don't know why, but every time Sabine's in a fight, she always has to show her face. Like she was even wearing her helmet, and then somehow magically, a stormtrooper just had to pull it off, so that she fought without her helmet again, which I thought was so funny because the whole time I'm like, okay, she's got her helmet on. I swear, if this fucking girl's helmet comes off again during this fight, I'm gonna lose it, and it happened. It's just like out of nowhere. I was like, come on, dude, do you really have to show your face all the time? Mandalorian never shows his face. Now, granted, he goes through a different code, but the fact is that you can still go through a fight without showing your face. You know, I thought that was so weird. And the fight before that, when they're remember when Ezra refuses the lightsaber?
Yeah.
People didn't shoot at her head much, but when they did, she blocked it. I'll give her credit. I'm gonna give him credit for that.
You better give her credit.
I will. I'm gonna give her credit for that. All of a sudden, your mic sounds different. It sounds way better.
Yeah, I just realized I was like, oh damn, I didn't put my. I was using the computer mic. Yeah.
Oh, you sound really professional now.
Yeah, thank you. I sounded like shit earlier. Thanks for not saying anything.
I didn't really notice. I just like, wow, this sounds a lot better.
Right.
I didn't notice she could sound so much better. Anyway, so I'll give her credit for that. Like they shot at her head and she was like, eh.
Yeah, so I think we both agree that maybe she shouldn't try to be a Jedi or a Padawan. She has her Mandalorian skills like to the T.
Hey, I like though that when she lost her lightsaber, she force pulled it. I was okay with that. That's a small move, and I was cool with it. I was like, all right, that's like a minor, like, you know, training for a few years things can do, because she's already been training in the Force before that, right? So
what about when they force open the door?
That's bullshit. She didn't help with that at all. she just did this, but it didn't do anything. I don't believe that for a second. I'm like, you didn't do anything. Yeah, that was all Ezra, without a doubt. And then the fact that she could force push him up, that's bullshit. That's too of an advanced move. She shouldn't have been able to do that. If anything, it should have been the exact opposite, and he should have force pushed her up.
Yeah.
So that was stupid too.
Yeah.
But again, there were some parts that I liked, and I did enjoy. I did enjoy the stormtrooper zombies. I thought that was pretty funny. I'm trying to think. Was there anything else? Oh, I like that. Well, first I didn't like that they're in the middle of deflecting all these blasts, right? Mm-hmm. And Sabine's got these guns and she's not using them. I'm like, why the fuck are you just shooting them? And they're like, Sabine, use your guns. Like, okay, there we go. That's what you should be doing. They should be deflecting the blast, and you should be blasting them. I'm okay with that. So it got a little better, but dude, do you want to just go to the end at this point? Because there really wasn't much after that. They had the whole force push thing with Ezra, who got in the ship, and Sabine shows up to help Ahsoka, and that's when she finishes off Morgan, right?
Yeah.
And then that's kind of it, right? They run away, basically, after that.
I will say that I wish Ahsoka was a little bit harder on Sabine.
Oh, a little? She should have just fucking... Oh my god. She should have given her the biggest ass whooping ever. Right. Are you kidding me?
She just accepted
She's just okay with it. That really annoyed me too. Good way to point out. Yeah, that was really fucking...
Sabine's never gonna learn her lesson. Come on.
All this could have been avoided. All she had to do was
brand her or something. I don't know.
I don't know. It was really, yeah.
But, yeah, they're all happy, golly, and like, oh yeah, Thrawn escaped, but you know, you did great, Padawan.
But you know, you start watching the show, you're just like, oh, okay, so everyone's an idiot. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how this is going down. Okay.
Yeah. So Thrawn escapes. They head for Dathomir.
Which he had to be honest. There was no way he wasn't going to escape, because he's the one that's going to start whatever this whole... They're probably going to move it into... Yeah, they head toward Dathomir, which makes sense.
Yeah.
My guess is they're probably going to move this into The Mandalorian.
Yeah, definitely. I think...
I would assume that, because you can't do a movie yet, which I don't even know. I think they're just going to cancel it all. I just don't think it's going to make enough money to pursue. I think this is a lost cause.
What do you mean, cancel what? Ahsoka season 2?
Yeah.
I thought they said they already greenlighted it for 2025 summer.
They've greenlighted movies too that have never happened.
An Ahsoka movie or Ahsoka series?
In general, movies in general, they say they're greenlit haven't happened. Like, what about what is it, that Star Wars Starfighter series that, or not series or movie that was supposed to be done? It's not getting made.
Oh yeah, there's supposed to be a few of them. There's one.
There's a lot of movies that they say they're gonna make that they haven't made.
Yeah.
So I would say the same with series. If they don't do well, you can't make another one. And this series is not doing well, from what I hear. I hear its ratings were right there with Secret Invasion, and Secret Invasion didn't do well either, right?
Yeah, doo-doo.
Yeah. So I mean, you keep putting out poop. Eventually, you can't keep putting out poop. You don't even have the money to do that anymore.
Speaking of Secret Invasion, I want to go off top real quick.
Go ahead.
A lot of people are saying that the MCU should have ended after Endgame. I don't know if we talked about this, but I kind of agree. Like, yeah, everything is
the
just
way
like,
that they're taking it now. Yes, but I really enjoyed Hawkeye, WandaVision, and Loki. Right. Falcon and Winter Soldier was my least favorite out of the originals that came out afterwards. Mm-hmm. But I still like that too. That wasn't terrible. There were some really interesting parts in there. But
WandaVision,
after that, it just went straight downhill. Oh, and Hawkeye was really good, but all the rest of them sucked.
You mentioned, WandaVision and soon to be Miss Marvel. WandaVision is the only one that has connected to a movie, like an MCU movie. Miss Marvel is about to right now, which I think they're already saying like this is gonna bomb. But
a lot of people think it's gonna bomb. Yeah.
But yeah, everybody else, every other show, garbage. Just garbage. I think I agree. I was like, yeah.
In terms of like progressing a story and making the MCU more interesting, yes, I would say garbage. In terms of a show that you can enjoy, I liked Miss Marvel. I'm not gonna say it was garbage, but I did. I can't. I'm not gonna go back to. I'm not gonna go back on it. I enjoyed that
so
show
much that you say that.
I know, but I did. I enjoyed that show. And I'm not like gonna give it like a 10 or anything like that, but I give it like a 6, 6.5, something like that. Pretty sure that's what I said before. 3. Okay.
A 3.
And I enjoyed some episodes of She-Hulk.
Or Captain Marvel. Of where?
She-Hulk. I enjoyed some episodes of She-Hulk.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a silly show. But the fact that it didn't have any type of actual story to it kind of annoyed me. Like, you alluded to a story, and then you literally just said, fuck it, we don't know how to write a story. We're just going to say that she breaks the whole wall.
Yeah.
Like, that was stupid to me. It annoyed me. I don't know about it. I forget if it annoyed you or not. But I hated the ending of She-Hulk.
It was very clever, but I think it was very excessive.
It was trash.
Like, it was way worse than what Deadpool does.
Yeah, it was
like
trash.
Deadpool, like he has it down packed. She failed at doing that, I believe.
Yeah, it's not good. But there was some. I agree though. The fact is, maybe you should have stopped. But I haven't watched Loki season 2 yet, the first episode, so I don't know how that's going. But I enjoyed the first season.
When you watch it, let's have a talk, because I'm just gonna say this:
Ant-Man wasn't very good. So.
Oh yeah, I watched it. I was like, yeah, it was mediocre at best.
Yeah. Doctor Strange, I enjoyed Doctor Strange.
I thought it was a horror movie. I forgot what I was watching. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, Doctor Strange 2. I enjoyed that. It was
kind of creepy.
Movie. Yeah.
Anyways,
it was cool.
When you watch Loki, let's talk about it, because like I was telling you, this whole time travel and variance. It watching this, I'm like, oh my gosh! Just when I thought it couldn't get worse, it like for me, I'm like, I can't do it. I don't think I'll survive this series.
But here's one thing I will say in terms of should they have stopped after Endgame? Probably, because if you watch any of the shows except for maybe Hawkeye, and even that I don't think, but the closest one's probably Hawkeye for me. The terms of like the writing and the storytelling and everything just were not as good as what came before it. Like I went back and I watched some of the old Marvel movies again, like around my birthday, because I actually like doing that. and I was just like, man, it just doesn't. I don't get the same feeling watching these that I do watching these newer shows. You know what I mean? Or even newer movies. And I'm like, what's missing? And I don't know. Maybe it's like more grit. These shows have a lot of like polish on them. You know what I mean? Like, almost like a sheen to some of them. I don't know.
I think with a lot of people, it's like big Marvel fans, right? I think as we saw, which one was it? I don't remember which one it was. Oh, yeah, the first Avengers movie.
The very first one with
yeah. So no. I think from the gate, we knew we had a anticipation. Like we knew something. We gotta wait for all these movies to get to like this good part. So we knew that they're coming out with Captain America. Oh, who was the first one? It was Iron Man, right?
Iron Man was first, and then I think they even did
Thor. I think it was Thor, then maybe Captain America. But you're like, oh, they did these three characters. These guys are part of the Avengers. Oh, we can't wait for Avengers movie, right?
Yeah.
Then you get Avengers, and then they do Thanos in there. You're like, oh wait, Thanos is here too. And we're like, okay, but like, yeah, you're not gonna get Thanos until like maybe 2 more Avengers movie.
Yeah.
So it was a great buildup. This right now, this phase 5, we don't know. Like we just barely got to see like, oh, it's what's his name? John, what's his name? Who remains? What's his name?
Oh yeah, Kang.
Kang. It's like, is it Kang or maybe it's Kang? Because some of these shows don't even mention Kang at all.
Well, they're different variants of Kang, right?
Yeah.
So,
but we know
He Who Remains is like the one who won the war between all the Kangs.
Right.
That's the one that's like in charge of the Time Variance Authority and stuff in Loki. So.
Yeah, so it just with this phase, with the series and movies, it's like, okay, who are we? Who's the end game, or what's the end game for this phase? So. But anyways, let's go back to Ahsoka. We got off track real bad.
Hey man,
let's give it a score.
We're just talking.
Let's give predictions. So if they come out with a season 2. I think we both say that it's probably going to tie into Mandalorian.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
How do you think Ahsoka? I just thought about something, but I'll ask you. How do you think Ahsoka is going to find her way back in Sabine?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to have to do with whatever's going on with Balin.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
I think the same thing too.
Yeah,
I don't see any other
way.
I think it'll either be that or the whales might come back or something like that. They might find a whale, or the herd of whales might come back, and because they say like the whales go there to die.
Yeah,
but maybe
they also bounced. That's they didn't die.
Yeah, once they got attacked. Yeah,
they bounced. So maybe they all didn't go there to die.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they could always just what do you call it? Retcon that. Be like, well, that's where they go to mate. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you think Thrawn's
We didn't say that. What do I think Thrawn? I mean, dude, that's the guy that's gonna like build the First Order.
You think so?
I don't see any other way that could have happened without Thrawn being behind it.
Okay. That's a good. That's. I think we said that before.
Yeah. I think we said that before. I don't see any other way that could happen, and it might even, who knows, lead to. No, can't lead to a Rey movie. Because Thrawn.
They say they are coming out with the Rey movie.
Yeah, but Thrawn should be gone by that point. So if they incorporate Thrawn into the Rey movie, that would just be fucking stupid. You're just throwing stuff at the wall for no reason at all. It's like, oh, people like this guy, let's put him in there, that in there. Yeah. How do you get there? It doesn't matter. We'll figure it out. And they'll just spew out some shit. Yeah, so that's basically my prediction. I mean, I just hated how it ended. Like, he got away, which I saw coming. I thought we'd have a little bit more with Balin. We got nothing. He walked away in episode 7, I think, to do his thing, and then you don't see him for the whole episode 8. until
the end.
till the very end, where he's on like the hand of a Mortis god.
Yeah.
Which leads me to the other thing that we were talking about. What was it, Elsbeth, right? Something like that. Or Alabath, whatever, right? Weren't we talking about this? The goddess that was supposedly like a servant of the Mortis gods, and then she drank some sort of water or something like that and became a god herself.
I don't remember that.
Oh, we didn't talk about this? Oh, maybe Oh yeah, I was talking with a buddy of mine about this. Yeah. So there's the Mortis gods, right?
A little bit. Okay. Very little.
Okay.
Let's just say no.
Okay, well there's 3 gods. And they're basically
the Father, the Son, and the Daughter, right?
Exactly right. The light side, the middle, and the yeah. But they had a servant, I guess. And this servant, I guess, drank some sort of water or something like that. Something happened with the servant, and all of a sudden she became one of the gods too. So that's a lot of people think that's the power that Balin is feeling. There's like a theory out there
that he's drawn to.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and that could be true. Who knows? And it leads me more to that theory because now you see in the statues of the Mortis gods. So it's definitely, it's definitely possible. So that's as far as I can go in terms of predictions. I mean, and obviously I feel like that army that he brought back with him is going to be a big factor. Even the dead ones. And the fact that he brought the 3 sisters with him too, which means that he's going to probably be able to predict a lot of what the rebels are going to do. Or sorry, not the rebels, because they won. The New Republic is going to do. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. I mean, it doesn't look good. All you basically got is Ezra. Because Hera seems kind of useless too.
What do you think is going to happen between Balin and his apprentice?
Then I don't know. She went to those other people, so
yeah,
she almost looked like she felt betrayed.
Right. That's what I was getting at. Do you think she's like, yo, you left me, like you found it? And I don't remember her. I can't remember if she ever had a backstory. But
they didn't really say anything about it. No.
Yeah, you almost feel like he kind of like
would have been great if they did.
Yeah, it's like
it's
almost feel like he almost took her in.
Yeah.
And put her on the way. And then maybe she feels like abandoned again. Like, yo, you found me when nobody wanted me and now you're leaving me again. Like, yeah, it's gonna be some payback. Yeah. That's almost I feel like it's gonna be.
Could be. That's a good theory.
But what was it? He said something to her that I thought was like interesting. He was saying something about like, oh yeah, here's my last lesson to you. Don't be so eager to like have revenge or something like that. It was something. Because remember she wanted to like go down there and like fight or something like that. And he was like, don't be so eager to, always want to kill or whatever.
I know what you're talking about.
I thought it was pretty interesting. But let's give our ratings for it, our score.
Oh man.
Go first.
Man, I think this is worse than Secret Invasion now.
Worse than Boba Fett?
At least Boba Fett kind of had an ending a little bit. I think this is the worst thing out of anything we've seen, man. Just the way it ended was just like so stupid. I gave Secret Invasion what, a 4.5, 4, something like that.
It was below 5, yeah.
I'll give this a 3.5.
Woo! Is this like your lowest score ever?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm so upset with that ending that it didn't give you anything. And you saw the Force Ghost at the end too, so you're like, oh, I guess Anakin was a Force Ghost.
Yeah. I mean, we saw that in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
But damn.
Dude, it just wasn't. I mean, come on, man. It just wasn't very good. Let's be honest.
I'm gonna give it a 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
At least in Secret Invasion, I got some closure. A little bit. Things happened. Things progressed. It feels like the show is like a fart in the wind.
Oh wow. Yeah, you've been shitting on this show Started.
It sucks, dude. Like, come on.
Oh man.
The fights are not very good. The story is terrible. And what story you can even get from it? I mean, come on. What happened in this show? They got a
Thrawn's
orb.
back. Ezra's back.
They got an orb. They could have
We
stopped
might,
everything. They went to a planet. And Thrawn left, and that's it. There wasn't. I don't know. It just drove me nuts. I thought maybe there'd be like a high, a secret scene afterwards, like at least something with Balin to see what he found. He's just sitting there standing on a mountain. That's it. And now you got to replace this actor with somebody else too, which I think is just a disservice to him. But he died.
He died?
Yeah.
In real life?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That sucks.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I just don't think they should continue with this.
Yeah.
I don't know. At least you gave it a 5. That's generous.
Yeah. Well, let's move along.
Sorry, everyone. I really just didn't enjoy this show. You look at any Star Wars thing around it, or before it, or even after it, and I mean the fights were all probably better than any fight in this show. Let's be honest. Okay, and that's like not the only reason I watch Star Wars, but when everything else sucks and the story sucks and the writing sucks, I want my fights to be good. You know what I'm saying? It's like when Transformers came out, the very first movie, I was like, I don't care if this movie sucks as long as the fighting with robots is good. I would have still been okay with it. The fact that the story was, I love the first story of Transformers 1. That's a bonus. But what if all of it sucked and then the robot fights were ass? I would hate it. Completely hate it. So you didn't give me anything to really super enjoy. There were parts that I liked, and that's why I gave it a 3.5. But there weren't many parts that I
You'll need to go any further.
Okay. I'm sorry. Have you watched? Oh, by the way, dude, I gotta send you this link of these like shills that are watching the show and are like reacting with like tears in their eyes and stuff of like things that are happening and overreacting to stuff that doesn't mean a damn thing.
What?
Because they're watching it like live for like reaction videos.
Right.
It's so funny, dude. It's by this guy named Greasy. It's I'm gonna give him credit. Check him out. Greezy, I think. But the best one though is the one with Anakin. The one where he takes little Ahsoka and everything.
Yeah.
Watch that one. I think it was like episode 5. Watch that one.
Yeah, send it to me.
I will.
So let's move along.
Okay.
I think he's done.
I'm done venting. Sorry.
Yeah. Did you finish Twisted Metal?
Yes.
What'd you think about it? I
thought it was a cool show. There were some parts that, kind of weird, but definitely an interesting show. And then I see what you said though, where like only until you get to the last episode does it all finally start to come together or what's really going on.
Right.
And I looked up some of the characters, and they are actually from the games, besides Sweet Tooth. Which I thought was kind of cool. And even so, what was the car's name? That John Doe drove. What did they actually give the name?
Didn't it start with the M? It started with the M, didn't it?
Oh man, I can't remember now. But it was cool that they actually gave him that the name of the car that was actually in the game. And then I think its actual name in the game too of that car was John Doe, I think.
Yeah, I didn't recognize him as a character at all. I actually thought when I saw him, I thought he was actually going to play as Thumper. There's a guy named Thumper. He had like a pink, pimped out like lowrider.
I remember
Cadillac, and I thought that's what it was going to be because he's like one of the only black people in Twisted Metal.
I think that was one of my favorite ones to play. Actually, that one, and I really liked playing the cop car.
Oh, Outlaw.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought Outlaw was gonna be that sergeant dude. And you know what? I think they were. You know the brother and sister.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I think that's them because I remember.
it might be because if you start looking up some of the things, there were a lot of actual Easter eggs
Yeah,
in there that you may not have noticed. But yeah, if you check like Google and stuff, you can see.
right. Because I remember with Outlaw. Because for those who don't know, Twisted Metal came out on the PlayStation, PS2, and I think it probably ended on
Like
the
94
PS3.
or something like that.
Yeah, it was like you guys probably don't remember this either. It's probably like a Death Race 2000 type of game, but you got these characters, you got these cars, and it's do we call it like a platform type of arena, battle arena
Yeah, it's
kind of
definitely
game?
like an arena type of. It's just basically cars running around with guns, and they're just
And
trying to take it. Basically, what would you call it? Oh, what's it called?
would you call it battle arena?
Yeah, yeah, but there's like a real thing that goes on like in real life.
Like Destruction
Destruction
Derby?
Derby.
There you go. Yeah, Destruction Derby
I
with
just
guns.
got it in
Yeah,
my head when you said it. Yeah,
right,
that's basically what it is. Destruction Derby with guns, which is cool. You hear that,
right.
especially when you're a kid and you hear that, you're like, hell yeah, sign me up.
Yeah. So, I remember, and there's like probably like up to like 10 characters in each game, and everybody has their different story ending. And so Outlaw in the first game, Outlaw was a guy and a male cop. And I think when you win the game with him, like I said, the the head honcho, the guy who the person that makes this game, he's like a djinn or something like that, some type of entity that will grant you wishes, but the wishes are always like backwards as hell.
Yeah, right.
So
So like, yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah, your wish
right.
really won't
So
be
his
what you want it to be.
yeah, so his name is Calypto. So something happened with the first cop, right? And then the second game, his sister comes in and she's a cop. And then when you beat the game with her wish is like, oh yeah, I want you to bring my brother back. I want to meet my brother, or take me to my brother. He
Zombie.
goes, all right, cool. And then he sends her out in space where he put his brother at.
Oh wow.
But then like I think I remember this too. She was already prepared for that, so they meet in space. And it's funny because they're actually talking in space outside the car. Like hanging out the window. Hey, bro. Hey, sis, you out here? Yeah. And then she's like, yeah, jump in my car. I got thrusters and we can get back to Earth. It's a game. It's whatever. It's science fiction.
Yeah.
And so in the third game, in Twisted Metal 3, you actually play the brother and sister in the cop car. But anyways, yeah, so like I said, in the ending, I remember some characters. So you get Sweet Tooth, of course. They finally tell you that Calypso, is it Calypto or Calypso?
I think it's Calypso.
He's the one that got the girl that lives in San Francisco to get John Doe to be a participant in his little game. And then you see other characters. You find the girl with the Formula One car. She's not in. You don't see her until like Twisted Metal 3, I believe. And then you see Axel. Axel's like I think Axel's one of the best designed characters because it's this guy who's like harnessed to big giant wheels.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Look him up. His name is Axel.
No, I know that character.
Yeah.
He was in the show?
He's at the end. They showed just a picture of him.
Oh,
but you see him,
okay.
you see him like the pictures towards his back, but you can tell he's like tied to his tires.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's like other characters too. Yeah. So
I think there was one called Baby Doll.
I think she was on a motorcycle, right?
I think so.
Yeah, she had like a mask on, and I think she was on a motorcycle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite character is this guy named Warthog. He was like a army dude in this Hummer, like the old school Hummer. And he shoots like these 3 missiles. No, my favorite character was this guy named Spectre. It was a silver like Corvette, old school Corvette. And he shoots a missile out, and the missile could go through walls and grounds, and it makes like this howling noise, and you're like, oh shit, is it gonna hit me? And it gives you like a lot of damage. But
Silver Corvette, was that the first game?
I think he's in both of them. He's in part 1 and part 2.
Yeah, because Silver Corvette sounds familiar.
Oh no, he's in part 3 too, but he's a Viper. He's a Dodge Viper this time.
Yeah, I only played like the first and second one. I didn't play any other ones after that. So I'm pretty sure though he was in the first one. If I know if that sounds familiar to me.
Yeah. So moving along, that's what else we got to talk about? Did you get Mortal Kombat yet?
I have not. Yeah.
Oh man,
I will. I don't know the money.
I'm telling you, like this is I will say this. I maybe have to play it more.
I will. But you go ahead. Go ahead.
I think I like Mortal Kombat 11 better.
Okay.
I'm leaning towards that more. But go ahead. What are you about to say?
I hear there's a lot of glitches in it right now that need to be fixed.
Have I seen any? I can't remember. Have I seen
Well,
any?
I mean, one thing is you can't call an assist and hit an attack button at the same time, which is ridiculous. You should be able to hit assist and also still attack at the same time. Doesn't make any sense.
Oh yeah, this ain't Dragon Ball Fighters or Marvel vs. Capcom. This is the first time. Is this the first time Mortal Kombat has gotten like an assist thing?
Yeah, for sure.
Or did
it
Alliance?
Doesn't make sense that you can't hit an assist and like a light punch or a heavy punch or whatever at the same time. It doesn't make any sense. So you have to time it out so you hit the assist and then the punch, or the punch and then the assist, something like that. But that just shouldn't happen. It seems like a glitch to me anyway. Also, I hear when people like jump over you and stuff, sometimes it'll reverse your controls.
I haven't experienced that yet.
Okay. Yeah, it's definitely happened. And there's a big glitch right now, apparently, where 2-player side will have a huge disadvantage over 1-player side.
Yeah,
from what I've heard, anyway. And also the matchmaking isn't that great.
I haven't played online yet because I know I'll get destroyed. I'm still trying to get used to. I gotta keep remember, like, oh yeah, I have a or I think they call it cameos. I was like, oh yeah, I have a cameo. I gotta use it.
Yeah, I mean, it's ranked, so I mean, they should all be around what you are. It's just, I guess, finding matches is a little bit more difficult than it should be, and also casual matches, which is really odd. They still rank you up with someone who's like kind of has the same amount of wins and losses than you.
Yeah.
Which for casuals, that's just weird. Casuals, you should be able to play someone who's way below you and also right at your skill level and also way above you, so you can get better experience. That doesn't make any sense to me. I would like to play someone who's really a lot better than me, and if you put me against someone who's just like below me or right at my skill level, I'll never get better. So that bothers me. But the game looks amazing. The actual mechanics of it look really cool. I just can't afford it right now. Otherwise, it'd be in my library right now.
Right.
Playing it. But yeah, I think once they hash out some of those things, it'll be a little bit better. But I do hear that it's not a simple game to play. Definitely Mortal Kombat 11 is way easier to play.
Way easier.
Yeah.
With
but
this
Mortal
game,
Kombat 11 is almost too easy. It's very, very simple, and that's why I didn't like Mortal Kombat 11. It's just there's not a lot of options in it whatsoever, and in this game, there's a lot of options.
With this one, and I'm not really, like I said, I'm not that great with all the mechanics with fighting games. I'm like a casual player.
Yeah.
But Marvel's Capcom 2, I'm damn near the GOAT with that. It's just my type of speed. I know my characters.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember one time I was at where was I at? I was at this arcade place.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was at Great America. I was at Great America when they had an arcade system. Yeah. I was tearing these kids up. Their friends were taking turns getting their ass whooped. But anyways,
that's always fun.
With this one right here, when you have to input the controls, it's like you have to press the buttons in advance.
Yes, I have heard that.
And I'm like, it's so weird to me. And I'm like, whoa, like again, I'm used to like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and the speed of that.
Yeah.
But this one you have to press the, and I tried it. I was like,
hear,
wait,
though, that's kind of a NetherRealm thing in general, though, right?
I don't think so. I don't remember that with Injustice 2. And I don't remember. I didn't feel like this in Mortal Kombat 11. I don't think so. But and if it did, like this one's way more obvious because when I'm trying to do the tutorials, and Baraka's like one of my favorite characters. There's some that's like, oh yeah, do this combo. And I'm like, yo, this shit is hella hard. And then you watch like the demo, and I'm like, wow, like the timing is like very precise.
Yeah.
And that's when it comes down to like the frames and all this. I'm like, yo, that's too much for me.
Yeah, like 1 frame, 2 frame lengths.
Yeah, that's too much for me. But I'm gonna keep trying, I will say this though. The customization, I hope they like update it. But maybe this is why I like Mortal Kombat 11 better, because the customization is way better in that one than this one.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's true. I hear there's not as many options in this one.
Right.
Compared to 11. Also, I hear like interactions. There's definitely not as many interactions between characters. When they're fighting and stuff like that.
Right.
I think they just lost time. I think they just ran out of time, to be honest, to bring it out. Because that's kind of what NetherRealm is really famous for, is putting all that effort into all these things, you know? And the fact that they didn't in this one, it's just kind of odd,
Yeah, I don't even think there's like level interactions. Did Kombat 11 have that? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, or am I thinking about Injustice 2?
Well, Injustice definitely had it, but I just mean like character interactions, like when one character.
Yeah, before you fight.
Yeah. I hear there's not as many in this, and then I hear some of the voice actors are really good, and then some of them are total trash. I heard that too.
Some of the cameos, I wonder how they pick these people. Like Stryker. I thought Stryker was like one of the worst characters in Mortal Kombat. Like there was like nothing really special about him. She's like a cop.
Yeah.
And that's it. Another person is I forget, Darius, I think his name is. Like, who the hell is Darius? And I'm like, why did you guys pick these people?
Yeah.
Out of all the
it's so funny because I don't follow Mortal Kombat too much, but I definitely know who Stryker is because I played MK3 like a lot when I was younger. Yeah. That was the first one with like the run, right?
Yeah. I like that
MK2.
mechanic. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I want you to play it because the story is very
the story
interesting.
Looks very cool. I'm not gonna lie.
I didn't like the last, like maybe the end of it, the end of the story. Like, because I think you said like Maximilian. He says it gets wild, and it does, but I think it's like too ridiculous.
Okay.
But the new character arcs is very, and there's one I'm like very surprised that they did. And I was like, oh wow.
Okay.
Or there's one that they changed.
Trust
me,
but
it kind of fits in.
I'm dying to play it, dude. I just don't have the cash just yet. Probably November. I'll probably get it because that'll be my 3 paycheck month. So
I want to spoil it for you.
I know you do. I know you do.
But anyways, let's move on before I spoil
it. Yeah. Well, there's one thing I want to try next time maybe too. There's this thing I heard about. It's like a website or a program or something called Watch Together, and we can actually experience the same video and pause it and stop it. Either one of us can do it. And we see it in real time together. Okay. So if we want to watch a video and we want to pause it and say something on it, either one of us can do it at any time. And we can put it up in the thing and all that stuff. Oh, cool. Yeah, we'll try that. So, like, if we want to watch a trailer or something. Like, I haven't watched the Marvels trailer yet. I don't know about you. There's a new Marvels
there's a new
out.
one, I think.
Yeah, I haven't watched it. But I don't know exactly how it works, so we probably shouldn't try that tonight. Yeah, but, okay. I'll have to figure it out, and next time we'll do it. We'll try to look at something cool. Maybe that greasy thing we'll watch together. Yeah. You got anything else?
I don't know. Have you seen the? Do you know who Toxic Avenger is?
Yes, I do know who Toxic Avenger
Yeah,
is.
you know they come out with a movie.
Yes, actually, and I'm actually excited about it.
Yeah, there's a trailer out. I
There's a
haven't
trailer
seen.
out. Oh my
There's a
god!
trailer out. Yeah, and I thought they're gonna make it like modern, but no, they're still having it like in the 70s,
They should.
80s.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what they should do. This modernizing everything is fucking driving me crazy.
Right.
You can stay true to the source material, man. You don't have to always just like have everything modern. That's kind of what's ruining. I haven't watched it in a while, and I don't know if I'm gonna go back to it. Titans.
Oh yeah, I fell
Modernizing
off.
Titans is pissing me off. I might be done.
Yeah.
There's
I
too
just
much
don't.
unnecessary.
I think with this season, I don't know the villains, and I'm just like I'm still confused. Like, okay, who is this again? Why the relevant? What? Yeah, I never heard of this person before.
So I'm glad that they're keeping it in the 70s on this one.
Speaking of Titans,
I mean, Toxic Avenger is kind of just a ridiculous character, so why not keep him into the era that he's supposed to be in?
Hilarious.
There's a movie too. There's already a movie, Toxic Avenger movie.
Yeah, there's like two of them.
Yeah, and they're like gory.
They are. Yeah. You hear rumors that actually both. So you know that the DCU, they're having Batman Brave and the Bold, and it's going to have Robin in it.
That's probably the one I'm looking forward to the most, actually.
But they're also saying that the Batman by Matt Reeves is going to have Robin also.
I mean,
or they're going to at least introduce Dick Grayson.
Okay, that I'm okay with, but putting Robin straight in is stupid. You can't do that. I don't agree with that. Everyone knows the origin of Batman, so that is what it is. So I was okay with him starting 2 years in.
Yeah.
That was cool. To start Robin already as Robin, that's not good. You have to tell his story.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope it's just introducing Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Because I really enjoyed the Batman. What'd you think of the Batman? I don't know if we ever talked about it.
Yeah, I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
I really enjoyed that movie.
You know, I remember, I know a lot of people like a lot of men were drooling over what's the guy's name? Pattinson. They're like, oh yeah, we hate him as Edward in Twilight, but him as Bruce Wayne Batman, oh yes, that's Bay right there. Like, and I was like, yeah, he did a good job. I think he did a good job as a Batman, and I think he did an all right job as a Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, I mean, well, the thing is, Bruce Wayne, he's not really Bruce Wayne yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's more Batman.
Yeah, he just doesn't even give a crap about his fortune or anything. Not that I don't know if he ever did, but you know, he definitely doesn't care about the Wayne name whatsoever right now.
Right.
And that definitely changes. He definitely cares about his family's legacy at some point.
Yeah, but no, I thought it was a great movie. When I heard that they casted Pattinson, I was like,
yeah,
what?
I know a lot of people
of all people, but then he pulled it off, and I'm glad there's a lot of stuff that they revealed, like in all the Batmans, they don't show like the eye makeup. And this one, like they showed just, it. Like,
he took off his mask and it's there.
Yeah.
And it should be. So
yeah, exactly. I love the Batmobile chase. I think that was well done.
You know, I think we did talk about that part because we were both like, "Did you think like his car stalled?"
Oh yeah, you said that. Yeah. I thought they did great with the costume and makeup of Penguin. Yeah. You can't even tell that's
you can't,
not Russell Crowe. Yeah. Is it Russell Crowe?
Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell, yeah. You can't even tell that's him. I remember me and my mom were watching it. I was like, hey, do you know who this is, Mom? She was like, he looks familiar. I was like, no, that's Colin Farrell. She's like, what?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah,
that's hours of makeup. And now he has to do a series. I'm not sure if they're still greenlighting it, but
yeah, we'll see if they do a series or not.
Yeah.
We'll see.
But
DC's losing money fast too.
And they also said that I think they said Hush is going to be the next villain.
I heard about that too.
Yeah.
Yes. I would love that. Hush is a great villain.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. All right.
But anyways, anything else?
I don't think so, man. I think that's kind of it.
You're gonna watch Loki. We're gonna go over that, and
yeah,
I'm gonna be you. I'm gonna be like, yo, this is horrible. I'm giving it a 3. Matter of fact, a 2.
You might. You never know. I mean,
no. I'll say this. I'm not spoiling it for you, but this kind of goes along with the Marvel series. I love like Greek mythology and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm familiar with Loki from the mythologies and Marvel.
You mean Norse mythology?
Norse. Yeah, there we go, Norse. But this show just doesn't feel like Loki.
Okay.
It's like you kind of forget, like,
well, to be fair, it shouldn't, because it's not really. It's really more about the Time Variance Authority. I feel like
right.
It's Loki's powers, but that's it. It really, I don't think it has anything to do with Norse mythology.
And that's what is throwing me off, because like the season 1 is a good season. You almost forget it's about Loki, like, and you really don't care about his powers. But now you're like Loki season 2. You're like, okay, man, they haven't mentioned that, or you're getting into it. And you're remembering season 1, you're like, oh yeah, you don't mention Thor at all.
No,
you didn't mention your birth, like how you're really a frost giant. You don't mention any of that. It's almost like, okay, this is not even, like you said, it's not like a Loki show. It could be something else, and it'll be still just as good.
Yeah, you just call it Time Cop.
I was just about to say that. But anyways, hey, my camera's dying.
Okay.
So we're gonna cut this short. I know we're running out of time.
All
but
right.
you guys,
after you do the outro, I just want to ask you one thing. After you do the outro.
Oh, hurry up! My battery's about to die.
Okay.
Oh, you asked me offline.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Anyways, guys, tell us what you think about Ahsoka. What's your rating? What's your thoughts? What do you think is going to happen? Predictions? Do you think Mandalorian is going to show up in season 2, or do you think Mandalorian season 4 is going to show Ahsoka? You know, Boba Fett. They had like, I think there was one episode was all about Grogu. But tell us what you guys think, and don't forget to subscribe. We are trying to get up to 15 subscribers. We got 13 right now.
Yeah.
Let's get 2 more. But once again, my name is Ron Diaz. I got my buddy, old pal here.
Mr. Awesome.
And we'll see you guys next time.
All right, later, guys.